To who?
To him, Mr.
Oh,
McMillan.
I sure did. The only thing was said was officer told me that it was a order that I had to leave the premises, and that's what I did.
Okay.
Harold was allowed to leave and the police were left empty-handed. A few days later, Kenneth's decapitated body was found 450 miles away in an alligator swamp. His hands and his feet had been tied to cinder blocks, and his body had been submerged in the deepest part of the swamp. The investigators noticed a single gunshot wound to his back, which appeared to be the cause of death. Seeing as a person doesn't normally shoot themselves in the back, then tie cinder blocks to themselves and jump into the water, the police believed that Kenneth had been murdered. An autopsy was done and the bullet that killed Kenneth was still in his body. It was a .22 caliber bullet. With this new information, the police investigated Harold's phone records and found that he had been near the swamp around the time Kenneth had gone missing. Because Harold had motive and his phone pinged in the area, he was arrested and brought in for interrogation. When the police searched his vehicle, they found .22 caliber ammunition. Harold sat in jail for several days, refusing to speak with the police. Once he realized that Patricia wasn't going to help him at all, he had his lawyer call the detectives and tell them that he wanted to speak with them. The detectives asked him to start when Kenneth had him trespass from his home.
Yes.
And he wanted me to vacate the premises and never to return.
Okay.
So I informed Miss McMillan about that I was going to have to leave, and she was concerned that I was going to get a citation, so I was going to she wanted me to leave the trailer, but the officer said it would be all right for me to take the trailer. And so I hooked my trailer up and left the place. And then my cell phone rang, and that's when I was informed that it was time to go to alligator country.
Okay. When she said we're going to alligator country, did you know what she was talking about?
I had an idea, but I wasn't sure. And my sister-in-law said, "What is that?" I said, "You don't want to know." I just like that. I didn't know for sure that that's what she meant. But she was saying something that she had gotten to the point where she was just kind of fed up with him, pushing her around and stuff. So.
Right. Had she talked about it before?
Well, she had talked about she had gotten to the point where she didn't know how much more she could take.
And what did Patricia say over the phone happened?
She said he was dead.
He was what?
Dead.
Dead, okay.
Did she
And I
say
said-
how it happened?
She didn't